Hi guys, Gary from Gary Games, and if you enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more content. Let's get into the video. So it looks like the rumors we heard back in January of this year are true, as 343 Industries, now rebranded as Halo Studios, has put a 6-minute trailer showcasing what seems to be a sort of reboot of the Halo series, ditching the current slip-space engine and switching to Unreal 5, making it easier to streamline development and probably easier to fix and patch the game if it has any problems. This is the reason I believe CD Projekt Red switched to it. I think they said something like it's much easier to use than their current Red engine. You can also develop third and first person games pretty easily in this engine. Unlike some engines that were mainly focused on one particular game style, like EA's Frostbite engine, which was developed to make first person shooter games, and it excelled at it, but when EA and BioWare decided to use it to make Mass Effect Andromeda and Dragon Age Inquisition, they faced so many problems making this engine work for a third person game. And after 10 years of actually using this engine and getting to know it, it seems like they finally get the hang of it now with the upcoming title Dragon Age the Veilguard. So in the trailer, they showed off a bunch of devs being excited about switching development to UE5 and showing off something they're calling Project Foundry, which are 3 location concepts that they made in UE5. The first looking like the original Halo ring with a Pacific Northwest vibe, with the tall swaying trees, lots of mountainous terrain, lots of grass and rivers. The second was a snow level called the Coldlands, which is a mountain terrain area covered in snow and ice. The third was an area they called the Blightlands. The purpose of this was to create an alien looking world that was taken over by the flood, with these alien looking blobs and tentacles covering the entire planet. It all looks stunning, but let's not get too excited and start championing that the Halo series is bad. These are all just concepts and not indicative of what an actual Halo game might look like. Like I said, these are all just tech demos. I will say this though, I noticed in the video that a good amount of the devs look like just normal regular people, which is great, but I am a little worried about some of the staff here, like this lady Melissa Boone, who is the chief of staff, which means she's in charge of providing strategic direction and initiative to the CEO. She might be managing the day-to-day operations, financial planning, budgeting, resource allocations, leading special projects, teams, and meetings. She's basically like running a lot of this studio. If you look at her LinkedIn profile, it's a little worrying. She has a PhD in social psychology and public health, particularly with the African American and Latinx, which is a slur, LGBTQ plus people, and women. What the fuck does this have to do with leading a video game company? This has DEI high written all over it. And then we have this producer at the studio who goes by the PJ Skittles on Twitter, and I quote, "I honestly don't think I could work in a game that glorifies or fantasizes modern guns. Call of Duty, Battlefield, Rainbow Six. I've had moments I've struggled with Halo, but the weapon in the world is pretty sci-fi, which creates a large enough separation from reality." What a sissy soy boy. And for all you guys out there that are worrying about Halo going woke, don't worry, Halo went woke years ago. Remember, this is the studio that had the rainbow and trans and pedo armor. Remember that Microsoft press conference they had like a year or two back when each host would introduce themselves and then give their pronoun? Hell, this is probably what the new Cortana is going to look like. They spent years and a lot of money developing the slip space engine, so why are they just abandoning it already? I think it's because they want to build a Halo game for Xbox and PlayStation. Now, remember a while ago we heard that rumor about them remaking Combat Evolve? What they're going to do is probably test the new UE5 engine that they have, and they're probably going to remake Combat Evolve in it, just get their bearings and how to use it, and it's going to come to PlayStation, so just get used to the Xbox fans. They're going to start making their games all third party soon. You're going to see all their big franchises on PlayStation and Nintendo. Just going to have to get used to it. They need to make up that $69 billion they spent buying ABK. And also, I think the team over there is just too incompetent to handle the slip space engine. Remember, this is still the same team that made Guardians and Infinite, which were very mediocre games. They were a giant step backwards for the franchise, and all they're doing now is just switching engines. But for some reason, people on Twitter are jumping up and down saying Halo is back. To me, it just seems like they're putting lipstick on a pig. Halo hasn't been a good franchise since Halo 4. The franchise right now is just too stale story-wise and gameplay-wise. The writers over at Halo Studios just can't write a good story. Remember when they said that they would be supporting Infinite for years? Seems like that's drying up already. These companies are too busy hiring DEI checkboxes than actual talent, and that's really showing big time over at Xbox. Hell, Xbox hasn't put out a big first-party hit since Gears 3 back in 2012. I'm just saying, if you're a huge Halo fan, don't get too excited just yet. I would be very, very cautious about all of this. Remember what Endymion said in his recent video, if you saw it, these giant studios know the consumer doesn't want this DEI shit in their games, and they don't care. They are still full steam ahead pushing their DEI agendas, and they're going to try and hide it from you and market it in a way where you don't see the DEI shit until it's further into the game, so pay extra attention to these games now. Until next time guys, take care, bye.